It's time for the AFC Championship, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Baltimore. It's the Dolphins and the Ravens, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 22.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports. And, man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron wings in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
This one for the right to represent the AFC in Super Bowl 56 in L.A. Off we go. Takes it at the 7. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. The defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Let's go!
I love that play, because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
From midfield now, here's Taylor. Flushed out right. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped-up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
He's got the first down inside the 10. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. It's 1st and goal, a chance for the first points of this AFC title bout. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Dolphins are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. Now, these are not going to be easy on a cold, snowy night, but this one is up and through. 5 plays there on that drive, and it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now, he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Jackson eluding the pressure right. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. They could not ask for a worse start. You give up a touchdown on the game's opening drive, and then you turn right around and throw the interception on your very first play.
And this is where the coaching staff has to earn its money, because they've got to calm these guys down a little bit. Just as you noted, a horrendous start, both sides of the ball. But now the defense, which gave up an opening drive touchdown, they've got to go out there now and start playing like the team they want to be.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And to give this time to the tailback. Powers through.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor out to his left. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Dolphins! From 10 yards out. And the Dolphins have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over it, and they got there to break that one up.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Jackson. He'll buy some time right. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
You can see the time and effort the thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And some room to work. There he goes, right side. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And there was so much that was impressive about this play, but it wasn't just what he did downfield. How about what he did behind the line of scrimmage? This wasn't a play where he just had a direct path to get him downfield and make the big play. He had to adjust on the fly behind the line of scrimmage, and in the end, that became a tremendous run.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From the 10. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jackson now rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Complete at the 1. Touchdown! Hollywood Marquise Brown. 37 yards. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Taylor's got the first down and more.
We got this. It's a game of 20. First down, Miami.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 16-yard line.
Let's go.
132 yards on the ground in this first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line. Throwing now, Taylor on first down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. From the 10. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not. That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Now Jackson on first down. Flush to his right. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit, and that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
And he delivers a strike complete to Watkins. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4. Again, Jackson rolling to his right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into his windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
On 2nd and goal. Jackson buying time to his, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Ravens get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now it's Taylor. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half as they take over with just 17 seconds left before the break. Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Now Jackson on the move to his left. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. He's got him in, complete. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard, and he will be out of bounds with no time remaining on what will be the final action of this first half. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
But first, let's take a look back to yesterday's action. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Miami. And you'll see they've continued to run the ball well. It's been a staple of theirs all year as they look to move forward in these playoffs. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both these teams going through their final adjustments before the second half. Which one will lift the Lamar Hunt Trophy? To find out, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field, and he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. Throwing is Jackson. Steps away.
Let's go, baby.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Back-to-back gains of 17, and they are really on the march now. It's a 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Rolling to his right. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he is out of bounds here. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. To throw is Jackson, sliding out of the pocket. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score.
So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his 2nd touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talent. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Takes it at the 7th. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bridges. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Here's Taylor to throw. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there for the Dolphins.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the 3rd quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Bridges. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They got to get into the 21 here on 3rd down. Here's Taylor. Out to his left. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed. Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
They'll roll him out right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Dancing to his left. This is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Nick Boyle there to make the grab. And the Ravens are an extra point away from taking the lead. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
On first down, it's Taylor rolling to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Back-to-back gains of 17, and they are really on the march now. It's a first down. Taylor on the move to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. What a play. Maybe a game-saving play on the knockdown there.
That was beautiful, wasn't it? If you're looking at it from the defense's perspective, they look like they had a shot at it. Maybe a completion. Ball gets knocked away. Can they rise up and do it again?
His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here now in the fourth quarter of this championship game. And that's caught at the 2. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This one taken just inside the 10. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down by 5. A little over a minute and a half remaining. Jackson rolling to his right. That is caught. Bateman. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Jackson to throw. Steps away. First down and more for Jackson. Well, another fine run right there for Lamar Jackson, and CD, that one puts him over 100 yards now for the ballgame.
And remember when all we talked about were 100-yard games from running backs? That when a quarterback did it was a surprise. With Lamar Jackson, that's part of the package as well. He'll have as many 100-yard games in the season as the top running backs in the league.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's Jackson, sliding out of the pocket. Wide open receiver, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. He'll buy some time right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. One last shot for Jackson. Out to his left. And he is in across the chalk. No time on the clock. What a way for them to punch their tickets to the Super Bowl.
Brandon, you know I love boxing, right? You know I love big fights, right? I'd given them the standing 8 count a few times along the way. And look at how this one ended.
Yeah, they had, well, I guess 9 lives, just like a cat kept fighting, and they're in the end making the huge play to get the game winner.
I guess that's the epitome of you always have a puncher's chance.
The Ravens are champions of the AFC as we sign off and say goodnight, everybody.